Okay, so welcome back guys, and in this tutorial we'll be looking at variables. Okay, so what are variables? Well, variables are a bucket holder for a value. So if you set something to a value, you call it a variable. We can do a quick example here. We can do a variable name and set it equal to my name, or your name in your case. We've set the variable name equal to this value. Variables can be of any data type, and the data type is the type of data that is contained in the variable. So name is a string. When something is in quotation marks, it's a string. Age, we can set an integer, so this is an integer. Another one is float. Float is a decimal number, so we could set score equal to 2.5. So that's a decimal number, that's why it will be of data type float. There is another one which is called Boolean. You might have heard of it, but Boolean is basically true or false. It's like a 0 or 1 in binary. It's a state of whether something is on or off. So we could do is game on, and our variable could be set to true. So now is game on equals true. So they're the four main ones. And now the way we can check whether it's a string, integer, float, boolean, the four data types, is by type or name. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to have it in brackets. Type name. Okay, so type name. Name is a string. Python recognizes it as a string. Now we can do this for all the other ones. Type age. That's an integer. Type score. That's a floating point, so it's a floating number. And we can also do type is game on. There we go, it's a boolean. So these are the four main data types that you will need to know in Python. So how can variables be useful? Well, I'll show a really easy example. We can just print out, we need the quotations, hi there, and then plus. Okay, so I will include concatenation in this tutorial as well. So basically, concatenation means combining something with something else. So when you combine a string to another string, you use a plus. When you combine a string to an integer, you use a comma. So there are the differences, and it is vital to use the correct term. So you have to use either plus or a comma. Here we're concatenating a string, so we can just go ahead and use plus name, because the name is a string and this is a string. So hi there, whatever your name is, and then here we can have another plus, and then quotations again, full stop, you are, and this is where we have the comma, because we're combining you are age, which is an integer, years old. So comma age, and then years old. There we go. So now enter. Hi there, Karthik, you are 15 years old. So concatenation is important. You can't go ahead and just add a plus here. It won't recognize it, and it will print out it's a syntax error because it's not the correct term to use. So concatenation is either plus or a comma. If it's a string, it's a plus. If it's an integer, it's a comma. So this is a really basic example of how variables are useful. Later on, you will realize why and how they're useful. But yeah, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope to see you in the next one.